Our guest today is Ramesh Kapur, a long-time activist of Democratic Party and Vice Chair of National Finance Committee of Biden for President and Kamala Devi Harris for Vice President. We are going to talk to Ramesh today about India-US relations in the context of conflict in Ukraine, Prime Minister Modi's visit to the United States, and also young and budding Indian American politicians in the United States and the role of next generation of Indian Americans here in the United States from the political angle. Ramesh, welcome to our show.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
And I'm glad that you are here.
Thank you.
Excellent. So before we come down to politics and spend a lot of time on former President Trump, I'm just kidding. Let's start with India-US relations. When Russia invaded Ukraine, the position which Prime Minister Modi, India took on the Russia and Ukraine conflict was disastrous for the US-India relations. Probably maybe one of the lowest times in recent history. So let's start there. What is today happening in the India-US relations and how the visit of Indian Prime Minister Modi played a role into this context?
Well, I've been doing US-India relationships since 1986 nationally. I think this was the worst relationship we've ever had with India. Even worse than Pokhran II, when India exploded the
in 74 or 75, right?
Yes, Pokhran II was exploded. That's when the relationship really started to go down. But it started to go up after that for the next 20 years over there. And I think after Russia invaded Ukraine, and I think most of the Americans, politicians were okay with India getting defense-related items from Russia because they were weaning them out. Okay, they
were getting oil, much cheaper.
But the problem was that is with the oil. When they started, they were getting 9%. Oil was coming from Russia, and it's up to 45% now. And last month they increased it by another 15%, all right, or for 10% or 20% discount, all right. So it's you cannot say that you're a world leader. You're going to be the third biggest economy, and then you are acting like bunnies, okay, for short-term gain, and that was the reason why the relationship really went down. And then the other reason was also diplomacy. Okay, I think the bureaucrats did a poor job on both sides, on the State Department over here, and the United States, and the Ministry of External Affairs in India. They started to, instead of being diplomats, they thought they would win. It's like trying to win an argument with another argument. You never win an argument with another argument. So instead of looking at the bigger pictures, they ended up the personalities that was there. And part of the problem was also with both sides in terms of Biden has always been pro-India, always been, that I know of. He delegated and Modi delegated. And now, I think with this restart, they have taken charge themselves. And I think this restart is great. I think.
And this restart with a Modi visit to the US?
Absolutely. And it was a very successful restart visit for Modi over here.
Yeah. But he spoke to the Congress, he met President Biden. He mentioned Samosa Caucus. So let us talk about Samosa Caucus. What is your take on that?
Well, we have 5 Congress folks in the House. We are all
plus the Vice President. Sure.
Yeah. Well, she's not part of the Samosa Caucus.
Sure, sure.
She is the next president.
Sure.
All right. It so happens that they're all Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to see some Republicans getting elected also.
Mm-hmm.
We have a couple of good ones running for presidency.
Mm-hmm.
We have Nikki Haley,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have Ramaswamy.
Mm-hmm.
Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yeah, we're running for the president,
For the
Republican.
presidency, which is great exposure.
Yeah.
So this would probably also get other people to run in the House and the Senate and get elected, like we have done in the House side. Now, the Samosa Caucus is there are 5 of them, okay? And Ro Khanna is one from California, and we, by the way, now that I mentioned Ro Khanna, we are having a fundraiser this Sunday for Ro Khanna at the Clay Oven in Lexington restaurant, 12 o'clock. Wish you can attend and contribute to it.
At what time?
This is at 12 o'clock for lunch. Okay, lunch will be served also. All right. So we love to get you to come. The key part is that we all say how proud we are of our elected, our next generation. But now let's show how proud we are by writing the checks at the end of the day. That's
and
the most important part.
Is Ro Khanna coming to the event?
Yes, definitely. Ro will be there. He'll be spending 2-3 hours, as much time that is needed. Anytime I do a fundraiser, the candidate has to be there. No Zoom. Well, at one time it was Zoom because of COVID, but not anymore. He's going to be here in person, and he will spend as much time as you want. Very, very intelligent person, great background. He's also co-chair of the India Caucus, and also he was instrumental in pushing to get Modi to speak to the joint session. He's the one who pushed it, and also on the other side, also he has helped me in when civil nuclear deal was done. It was him who delivered Pelosi to me. Okay, he worked on 3 years for Pelosi to get the Democrats to vote for the civil nuclear deal. That it was Bush's idea, and NPT, nuclear non-proliferation, our base, and Bush, the 86% of Democrats voted against their base, and one of the key players was Ro Khanna. At that time, he wasn't the congressman, but he was close to Pelosi, and he delivered Pelosi for me, and that's how I got. And at that time, of course, Ed Markey was against that bill. He was a congressman, and my congressman was against it, and still we defeated him at that time, and still the 86% of folks voted for India and made an exception for India.
I think Ro Khanna is an incredible guy, man of character and care. And I had a first-hand experience that one day I got a call from his office in California saying that he wants to meet you in Boston. And I said, where is he coming? I can go and meet him there. He said, no, he wants to come to your office and meet you there.
Right.
And he came to our office, where you were sitting. He sat there. We had a nice chat. And so he's that type of guy. And I think very young, bright, and he has a huge future ahead of him there, sure. So I'm glad that you are doing it.
No, I agree, absolutely. He's presidential material.
Yes,
I can see him as a future president.
Sure.
And I predicted with Kamala Harris, I supported her when she ran for the presidency. I could see that. Of course, she was my DNA. And same thing, Ro Khanna has the potential to be future president.
So now let's come back to the fundraising. You have done the fundraising for almost virtually every Indian American. You did recently. You did for Raja Krishnamurti. You did also fundraising for Kamala Harris as well.
Yeah.
Now you're doing Ro Khanna, and of course you have done some other.
Tanedar also from Michigan.
Yes,
Ohio.
yeah. He's also a very interesting character.
Absolutely, it's great success story.
Success story. Yeah.
I mean, we have great future next generation. I'm really proud. I'm getting up in age,
Sure.
And I wanted to make sure that that legacy would be carried out.
So now
And I feel that legacy will be carried out.
excellent. So now let's start a little bit more in depth about the new generation, right? So what say if you focus on the Indian American community, they have done an absolutely remarkable job in technology business, in retail business, in entrepreneurship, Fortune 500 company, you name, they have done a lot.
Correct.
But politically, still, although the movement has started where they are coming up, especially the new generation is coming up, how they can be really, excited or inspired to take much more active role, and where this will be started, how this will be started.
Well, one of the areas I know the forum is started, Indian American Forum for Political Education is getting some breathing.
Finally, yeah.
Finally, and I want to thank you, Upindar, because you pushed them to get started.
Thank you.
Because that, one of the programs that we had in the forum all over is that we wanted to get the next generation to internship with different congressmen,
Sure.
senators, local state legislators. And we got a lot of people that went through that process.
Sure.
And that's how they start. Once they are in that in so close range with politics, that's when they get the bug and they want to start running for politics. Okay, so that's the important program that we are starting again, hopefully, and that's how we will get. And also the 5 people that are already elected, that they become role models.
Sure.
For the next generation, so that will help. Of course, initially when we came to this country, it was we wanted to be entrepreneurs, engineers, doctors. That's basically it. Part of it. But the next generation are willing to be in other fields, and once that opens up, now also there are a lot of our next generation are in the legal profession, they're lawyers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
which is great because that's where law is one of the areas. Because Khanna is a lawyer. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
He was a lawyer. Okay,
I think most politicians are lawyers.
most politicians in this country, are lawyers. Sometimes we give this is. For the lawyers, by the lawyers,
Mm-hmm.
for the lawyers, and it's always the lawyer. But that's what democracy is, where you can debate, you can share ideas, and that's what lawyers do the best job. And so that's how they start running for office. And so it is not become and our generation is getting a little open also to let our kids, fly with their own wings.
Sure.
Than trying to get them to mold them to what we are, or what we wanted to be. Let them be where it is. And economically, we are doing well, so they can afford to do some of the other things that you don't need the funds that we needed when we grew up.
So now coming back to India-US relations, where we stand today, and how do you look at the next few years? Whether Modi, I think he might stay there in India, and Biden might continue as well here.
Yes.
So how do you look at the future of India-US relations?
Well, this is a restart. This was a great visit. Of course, Modi loves pageantry.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Loves big events. Mm-hmm. So we gave him whatever you wanted. Okay. Mm-hmm. The pageantry is there, and this is other than just pageantry. Shows respect, for a country when you have this state dinners, when you have Rose Garden ceremony, when you have all the meeting the top folks. What just started even before that, when we had the Diwali function.
Yeah,
there was a big Diwali function. Sure. This is the first time there was a big Diwali function. There was a big Diwali function. Kamala Harris did a big Diwali function in her house. And then the State Department did a big Diwali function. Sure. This is the first time that there's so many respect for Indian holidays. So that was the start. And then the Modi visit was started. And also the big advantage was there is when India bought 250 planes, Boeing planes, huge plane. That increased the economy, increased the employment over here. And then they realized that the Biden administration realized that the horse has gotten out of the barn when it came to Ukraine and everything. We can't keep beating the same drum.
What about?
Let's move on to the next item. So Biden is looking for India's support if there is the next massacre that will happen in Taiwan, okay, with China, all right? So we have to prevent the next massacre. So India is the only country that can help us, and they have their own interest also.
So what about some of the, a sore issue is the human rights situation in India. There is a sizable group of congressmen here in the US and also some senior officials in the State Department as well, who do not like Modi's policies against, Muslims or minority groups or staunch pro-Hindu agenda. And still that opposition group still exists here. How do you think that is going to play a role?
I think my saying it won't play. It will be a minor role. Okay? I think what at least on the presidential level, I think people have realized that these matters are internal matters. Okay, I mean India is a vibrant democracy. All right, they can take care of themselves. They have to, and also you have to remember the Indian culture. You can never. You see, there's a limit how much you can, push certain levels or certain things in Indian democracy because of the history. It is, there are so many cultures, there are so many religions to do it. There's not one autocrat that can take and say, he's going to change India completely. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen, sure.
Because of the history about India, okay? The languages, the food, the cuisine, so nobody is going to, even if he tries to do it, cannot do it. That's what I want to answer the question. The other question is that, I never get involved in Indian politics. Okay? I understand Indian politics, and I ask people who are experts about Indian politics, but I never get involved in their Indian politics. That is their issue. I get involved in US-India relationship in that level, at the top level, because once you have that relationship at the top level, everything else will fall in line.
Sure.
Everything else will come in line.
Now, before I let you go, I have one more question. You are also president of US-India Security Council, and you have been there for a very long time and played an important role in India-US security relations. What do you see there happening there?
I think what my recommendation is on both sides is that I think what they have to do is, if they want things to get improved and change, I think relationship has to be on the PM Modi's side in his office, okay, and done on national security with DOA, whoever the national security person is. And on the American side, is already Jake Sullivan is handling it, with Biden taking the role to do it. And that's how the civil nuclear deal was done. It was, Bush was able to be successful is because it was done at the presidential level, okay, and not through the State Department, okay, and or the Ministry of External Affairs in India. It was done for Manmohan Singh. So if the next level has to go together, all right, I think the next level can be to the point where we're trying to get India. We're having problems. The House is still fighting me, and the Senate is still fighting me. But we want to get to the level where security alliance will be there in India. There won't be defense treaty because I don't think it's to India's interest or the United States' interest, because people tend to get fat and lazy and they want somebody else, the Americans, to do all their job. Okay? So, but I think the security alliance will be the next level there, and I believe that if Xi Jinping makes the mistake of going after Taiwan, Biden has said he will send our boys to defend it, and I believe that India will
That's why
will play a role because it is to their interest.
Sure.
In their background. Ukraine wasn't. Okay? But this is to their interest that they defended, my sense is I think China will be much more careful.
Excellent. Well, Ramesh, as usual, always pleasure to talk to you, and all the best for the fundraising on Sunday with Khanna.
Yeah, thank you. Please come in. Okay, show your support. All right, and it's again this Sunday at 12 p.m. at Clay Owen in Lexington. Food will be served, and this guy is smart. You're meeting the future president. Okay? I had told people to come when I did a fundraiser for Kamala Harris when she ran for the Senate.
I came to that fundraiser.
And yes, and you did come to the and I said, remember, Upinder was there. She's going to be the future president, all right? And she's the vice president. Same thing with Khanna. And come down and see us. Okay.
Excellent, Ramesh. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Upinder, for giving me time.
Excellent.